everyone, I hope you are enjoying the challenge so far. Welcome to day 3. So today's prompt is to find a different kind of mark. So we're focusing in on mark making. And one of the things that I find useful when you are trying to sort of get out of the usual marks that you do and find something interesting is to set yourself some parameters. So the parameters that I'm using today are that I'm only going to use one main colour, and I'm going to restrict myself and going to say basically no brushes allowed. So instead of using brushes, I'm going to come up with some other things to make marks with. And I find that this is useful because sometimes I just get into the habit of doing like little dots with my brushes or things like that all the time. And this way I might be able to come up with something different. I have a few things here that were up in my studio that I've used before. So I have a eucalyptus branch, and sometimes I use the end of that to scratch into the paint. I have a feather, and I thought I might use the palette knife, mainly because I don't often use it in my art. So you might want to grab something that you don't use most of the time. And I also have a little paint stirrer or a skewer or something like that. But I think what we'll do is head out into the garden because I'd like to bring something else into the mix. So let's do that, and then we'll come back and get into the mark making. So I've come out to the garden and I'm just having a look around to see if there's anything I can use as a tool. So maybe some bark or some sticks or things like that. Just anything that has a bit of an interesting shape or texture, something that I could stamp into the paint. I'm trying to find something that won't fall apart because otherwise I'll end up with all petals and dirt in my painting, which could be okay. But let's see, something that's a little bit more sturdy. Maybe something like this. I think I have enough options here. You don't need too much, just something that you can push the paint around with. So I mentioned before about using one main colour, and the colour that I'll be using is coffee colour. So when I was thinking about that, I thought if I'm going to go for a coffee or an earthy brown, then how about bringing in some actual coffee and tea? So using that to stain the page. And I always feel like using alternative supplies encourages a certain amount of experimentation and freedom in your work. Now, because I'm using coffee and tea, the pages won't be completely archival. We're bringing in some different kinds of supplies. They aren't proper, I guess, paint supplies. But remember, this is a journal, it's a sketchbook. I'm not worried about it holding up over, years and years. This is all about right now and just, finding new ways of doing things. So I'll be using coffee and tea, but I'm also going to bring in some acrylic ink. And if you prefer to use acrylic ink for this, then by all means, just use that and you can skip the coffee and the tea. But anyway, I love coffee and tea, so it kind of gives me a little bit of a thrill in a way to use it in my art. I love the smell of it, I love the colour of it. So let's get some mixed up. So I have 2 bowls here and I'm going to add some coffee in. I'm just using instant coffee. So I'll add a scoop of coffee into that bowl, and I also will use a tea bag. Oh, Spencer's here to see what I'm doing once again. He's having a very curious cat day, aren't you? You're not used to us filming at home anymore. Okay, here we go. Let's pop a tea bag in. And this is some water out of the kettle, but it is cooled down a little bit. Oh, just this scene is actually making me excited and keen to create something. So sometimes, certain things can just get you in the mood, like the smell of coffee, for example. I also have all sorts of nature items here. I'll just show you what I collected from the garden. So I have some bark here, various different types, a twig which I thought had a really great structure to it, and this one here probably will fall apart, but I thought they were really nice, delicate lines there, and something a bit softer, maybe to add in some other kinds of marks. This is just a branch off a bush in the garden, and that's it. And other than that, I have my feather and a few other things. Okay, so let me get these off of the page. Plenty to work with, and I'll get started. So let's get some of this yummy coffee onto the page. Now you can experiment with how you want to add it. You could just let it splash onto the page. Okay, so this time I'm going to actually use the tea bag. So I'm going to squeeze it a little bit, and then I'm going to press it down onto the page. Oh, it's not got much tea. And I've always loved using ink straight out of the bottle and just using the tip to get lines and things like that. So let's see, what else do we have? I'm going to add this together. So I'm going to do a bit of the coffee. Yeah. And some of the ink. I'm going to take my palette knife. This time I'm going to use this. So I haven't used everything, but I want to leave some white space on the page as well. So I think what I'll do today is just finish off with the feather, and I'm going to use a little bit of the ink over here. And just scrape that down with the feather. So I'm just going to soak up a little bit of the excess that's fallen into the middle of the book, because it'll take ages to dry. This is where having some paper towel can come in handy. So that's where I'm going to leave today's page. I hope that you enjoy the task of coming up with a different way of making a mark. So for me, I particularly enjoyed using, where is it? I've lost it. This twig. It's got a magnificent shape to it, and I think this is one that I'll be adding into my basket and taking up to my studio upstairs. So I often use things like twigs and branches in my work, and dried flowers and those sorts of items, because they just get me outside of the comfort zone that I have with my brushes. So it's a good idea to try out different things. You may only want to bring one or two of those into your toolkit, but it's worth giving them a go. And even things like corrugated cardboard, bottle top lids, anything like that that you can find around the home. It doesn't necessarily have to be a natural item. Anything that you can get your hands on to give you a different kind of mark. So I hope you enjoyed the exercise, and maybe you'll have a go with the coffee and the tea. It's up to you, but I look forward to seeing what you do end up doing and sharing with me the kinds of marks that you have discovered. And I'll see you next time in video number 4. The next day of our challenge is all about imagery, and we'll be building up a catalogue of our favourite ideas.